Welcome back, everyone. I'm Renee, and this is the Body and Mind Strong podcast, where we talk all things life, fitness, and health. Today, I want to skim the surface of something huge. And I mean huge, because we could do like 10 episodes on this topic alone, which I will as I go along, but I need to start somewhere, and this is the best place to start. Okay, so picture this. You're ready to drop some fat. You grab the latest diet book, the one with the shiny cover that swears it's finally cracked the code. And inside is the whole game plan with weekly meal plans, a grocery list that you can take shopping with you, maybe even a chapter on why your workouts matter too. You read the whole thing from front to back and think, okay, I can actually do this. So you start. And the first 2 weeks are amazing. The weight's dropping, you're feeling unstoppable. Then it slows down. Life gets stressful or life just happens, right? And suddenly you're eating things that were definitely not on that list, and probably more of it than you were meant to. And the scale stalls, you start to get frustrated, and then you quit. And then what do? You say that diet didn't work for you, or even something is wrong with you. So you go find another diet to try. And then when that one stops working too, you find another one. Sound familiar? So why does this keep happening? Well, here's the thing. Most diet plans are only solving half the problem. They hand you a great food plan and a workout routine, but they never touch the mental side of it. The trigger foods, the cravings, the stress eating, and your actual relationship with food. And all that stuff is often the real reason the whole thing falls apart, not willpower and not the plan itself. Quick side note, most diets don't fit in all lifestyles or personalities, but that is a completely different episode, and I'll touch more on that later. All right, so what is your relationship with food? This is another big one, and it's something you need to get honest with yourself about before you tackle any diet. Why? Because this is the thing that quietly sinks you while you're busy focusing on macros and meal plans. Here's an example. Say you're a stress eater. You got one of those days, and no matter how solid your diet plan looks on paper, you're going to struggle. You get home and you're going to be wiped out, and you go straight for that fridge and straight to whatever sounds good and feels like relief. And let's be honest, that's rarely a piece of grilled chicken. That's comfort food. The stuff that's almost never on the plan you swore you'd follow. But most comfort food is really just the broad category. Zoom in a little closer and you'll usually find one or two specific foods doing most of the damage, what I like to call trigger foods. Anyone else have any of these? So say you're a potato chip person. You love them. You can take them or leave them most days, but the second a bag shows up in the house, it's over. 1 minute, it's sitting on the counter. The next, it's empty and you're wondering where the last hour of your life just went. Oh, and full transparency here, this one's me, especially with certain brands. I will not name names, but if it's in my pantry, its days are numbered. So how do you actually examine your relationship with food and start working on some of those not so healthy habits? Because here's the thing, a lot of what I just talked about, the comfort eating, the trigger foods, those aren't random. They're habits, and habits can be changed, but only once you can actually see them. So step one, and I really mean step one, is awareness. Start paying attention to what you're doing around food, and more importantly, how you're feeling when you do it. And here's the part people skip. This takes practice. It takes time. You are probably not going to catch yourself and stop the behavior right away, and that is completely okay. It's genuinely fine. The goal right now isn't to fix it. The goal is just to notice it. Let me give you one of my own examples. I have a habit of walking to the fridge whenever I'm tired. Not hungry, but tired. And it took me forever to figure that out because for years I was convinced it was boredom. It wasn't until I actually started paying attention in the moment that I realized, nope, this is fatigue talking, not my stomach or boredom. So naturally I thought, okay, my body's asking for energy, so I should be eating. Makes sense, right? Except it didn't actually work. Eating didn't fix the tiredness. If anything, it made it feel worse. Full stomach, even more sluggish. Side note, I got a hunch that my fatigue is tied to hormonal changes, which that's a completely different episode. But the point is, I'm still trying to figure out the right fix for my tiredness. But here's what's changed. Now when I catch myself at the fridge and realize, oh, I'm just tired, I give myself a quick pep talk and walk away. That's it. That's the whole win. Not solving it yet, just seeing it clearly. Okay, you're starting to notice what's going on and what you're doing. Good. Now comes the next step, self-talk. Here's how it works. Next time you catch yourself reaching for something that's not really part of your plan, stop for a second and ask yourself a few questions. Actually, literally ask yourself these questions out loud if you have to. First, do I really want this? 2, why do I want this? 3, how am I feeling emotionally right now? And 4, am I even hungry? Once you start connecting the thought process to the reach for food moment, you're ready for the real question. What can I do instead of eating? Now, this part's on you to figure out. What works for me might do absolutely nothing for you, and that's okay, but let me throw out a few ideas just to get your wheels turning. Say you're not hungry, you're reaching out of habit. What else could fill that moment? Could you take a walk, tackle something around the house that keeps your hands busy, pick up a hobby for 10 minutes, or this one's underrated, just drink some water, especially if you've already eaten recently, but you're feeling that phantom craving, because thirst loves to disguise itself as hunger. If it's stress that's driving you, try a hot shower or a bath instead. Or here's one, turn off the TV and put on music instead. That one's specifically for the mindless munching in front of the TV crowd. And if that's you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's your homework. Sit down and actually build yourself a list of these things. And I call them your bag of tricks because no single thing is going to work every time, in every mood, on every random Tuesday. But if you've got 5 or 6 options in your back pocket, you're more than likely going to land on one that actually works in that moment. And look, at the end of the day, none of this means you deprive yourself of food you love. I've said that before. Food isn't bad. Quantity is where things go sideways. So if you tried a couple of these tricks and you still want food, have it. Just don't go overboard. Slow down, actually enjoy it, and let that be enough. And this actually brings me right back to trigger foods because these often need a different playbook entirely. Sometimes the answer is simple. Certain foods just can't live in your house. Take my potato chips, for instance. I fully accept I can't have a full-size bag in my pantry. So now when the craving hits, I go out and grab a snack-size bag instead, and I get to enjoy it. And there's a built-in stopping point there. Ice cream is my other one. My big one, honestly. And I found a few ways around it. Sometimes I'll grab a pint from the store and make myself split it across 2 days. Sometimes I'll go to Baskin-Robbins and just get a scoop and enjoy it. Done. And more recently, I discovered I can grab a single ice cream bar from the corner store, and somehow that works. Works better for portion control than anything sitting in my freezer. Again, those are my fixes. Yours might look completely different. So if you're not sure where to start, do a little digging. See what's worked for other people and just start experimenting. Try one thing. If it flops, try another. Don't get discouraged. You will land on what works for you. It just may take a few tries to get there. So here's a big takeaway. Food is not bad. And I want to be clear about this. What we covered today is really just the surface. Your relationship with food, your habits, and your triggers. That's deep water. And honestly, we could spend an entire season down there. But my hope is that today gives you a starting point, a reason to actually pay attention next time you're standing in front of the fridge. So here's what I want you to take with you. Get curious about your own patterns. Ask yourself those questions. Build your bag of tricks. And when you do find that food, the chips, the ice cream, whatever your version is, have it. Enjoy it. Just watch the quantity, not the food itself. Because food is not the enemy here. Food is fuel. It's also joy and comfort and something you get to actually enjoy, not something to fear or fight with. The goal was never to be perfect. It's just to be aware. Well, that's it for today's episode. If this got you thinking about your own relationship with food, I'd love to hear about it. And if you know someone stuck in the diet cycle that we talked about earlier, send this one their way. Until next time, take care of your body and your mind. And thanks for listening. And make sure you're doing at least one thing today that's going to get you one step closer to one of your goals. Have a great day.